Brexit is set to cost Germany more than £30 billion in just 2 years. Chancellor Angela Merkel has been warned. The UK finally exited the Brexit transition period in January this year after Boris Johnson signed a historic EU trade deal on Christmas Eve. And the cost of the decision for Britain's European neighbours has now become clear in a bombshell report by the European Commission. Without Britain, the EU will lose around 0.5% of its annual economic growth over the next 2 years. Across the bloc, this could total an estimated £121 billion, €140 billion. And according to German magazine Focus, Ms. Merkel's nation will face an eye-watering individual price. This economic blow heaps more pressure on Ms. Merkel, who is currently firefighting a growing rebellion in Germany over her lockdown policy. This week Germany has been accused of breaking EU rules by slamming shut its borders in a bid to halt the spread of COVID. The EU report on Brexit's economic costs concludes a brutal few weeks for Ms. Merkel. The Commission's report said, overall, the trade agreement improves the situation compared to a situation without an agreement, but it does not even come close to the advantages of EU membership. It estimated Mr. Johnson's Brexit deal could reduce the negative impact by a third for the EU and a quarter for the UK, compared to a no-deal scenario. The report also claimed the UK will see a GDP decline of 2.25%, estimating a loss of around £95 billion, €110 billion, by the end of 2022. These overall losses are based on the higher costs that companies and states will now incur in trade between the bloc and Britain. Following the UK's departure from the single market, traders will now have to register their deliveries of goods, and permits for storage and passage are required. These non-tariff barriers (NTBs) make up around 8.5 to 10.9% of the value of the goods. Earlier this week, the former EU Brexit negotiator Michel Barnier warned the UK could face harsh tariffs if they slip below EU standards. In a newspaper interview, he said, "With our agreement, the UK can now export goods without quotas or tariffs to the EU." However, Boris Johnson, announced his intention to deregulate in 3 areas: financial services, pesticides and working hours.